Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this webinar in which we are going to learn many things about focus and concentration over the next 60 minutes. So, in the next 60 minutes, I would also love to get to know each and every one of you. So, let me start from myself. I am from Hyderabad. I'm curious, where are you from? If you can type in the chat, I would like to know where you are all from. So, type in the chat, please. From Pune, Jamshedpur, Hyderabad, Bihar, Saharanpur, Madhubani, Bangalore, Assam, Delhi, Noida, Kolkata, Begusarai, Amritsar, Odisha. Great, wonderful. Wow, thank you. Thank you all for sharing. So, let me also ask you a related question. Is this the first time that you're seeing me? Let me launch a poll. If this is the first time that you are seeing me, click on A. Yes, Venkat, this is the first time I'm seeing you. Or if you have not seen me before, click on the second option. No, I have attended your previous webinar. Okay, let me see. Wow, look at the results coming in. All right, let me stop the poll. The poll is there. People are already participating in the poll. Okay, let me end the poll and let me share the results. 95% of you are seeing me for the first time and about 6% are seeing me again. So for those of you who are seeing me for the first time, welcome. I really appreciate that you have chosen to attend this webinar. And for those of you who have returned, even though you have seen me in a previous webinar, I welcome you back. So if the question that is in your mind is this webinar going to be just one-sided with me just talking and talking, or is it going to be two-sided? Let me assure you, it is going to be very much two-sided. To the maximum extent possible, we will interact through chat and through polls, both of which we have already done just now. All right, so today's topic is how to focus and concentrate for ultimate success. And I really appreciate each and every one of you for investing your time coming here at 9 p.m. and attending this webinar. And to me, that tells that you are really interested in investing your time in order to take the quality of your life to the next level. And on my part, within my capacity, I am going to do everything possible to make sure that the time that you spend, each minute that you spend here in this webinar, is going to be well worth it. But you know what? I cannot do it alone. I need your commitment on 3 counts, 3 things for the duration of this webinar. The first commitment I want from you is, because we are talking about focus and concentration, I want you to be completely focused and concentrated during the webinar. The second commitment I would love from you is for you to be engaged with me completely. What I mean by engaged is when I prompt you to type something in the chat, or when I prompt you to participate in the polls, please do so. And we are also going to go on some deeper inner journeys, and I want you to go in that journey with me. And the third commitment is for you to stay till the end of the webinar. If you follow through on all these 3 commitments, I assure you that each minute that you spend here is going to be well worth it. So how about you and I making a deal? If you are going to follow through on these 3 commitments for the duration of this webinar, in the chat, type A, D for deal. Let us make a deal. Type a D in the chat. D in the chat. Deal. Okay, deal. Deal. Yes, and I in turn am making a deal with you as well. Wow, look at the number of people making a deal with me. Okay, and I honor each and every one of you. And on my side, I am going to make sure that I keep up my end of the deal to make sure that you are going to walk away with something valuable. So now I am going to turn off the chat. What that means is that you will still be able to send messages to me, but others cannot see it, so that everyone can stay focused and concentrated on this webinar. All right, so let me do that. All right, very good. So now the topic of our webinar is focus, how to focus and concentrate for ultimate success. But what does success mean, and success in what? See, each of us has a different definition of success. It is a individual definition of success. But success in what? There are so many areas in our life, isn't it? There is a professional life, there is a financial life, there is a personal life, there is a family life, there is a social life, so many aspects to our life. But let us just take only 4 of these aspects and let us take it one step at a time. I am going to prompt you for a number of things. Let us just take professional life. In professional life, each one of us is aspiring to really climb up the ladder of success. We want to get to that next level, or to the next 10 levels, or to the next 100 levels. I I myself have been in the corporate world. Even though I may look different now, I actually used to work as a software engineer. I worked in California, USA for 18 years across many high-tech companies, and one of my job positions was back in 1995 and 96. I was a member of the software team at Sun Microsystems that created and developed the Java programming language. So I know what it takes to be successful in the corporate world, even though I'm not working as a software engineer right now. But tell me, if you want to climb the ladder of success in your job or profession or in your line of work, whatever that might be, in your opinion, what are the most important factors that contribute to your success? Go ahead, type in the chat. Type in the chat what, in your opinion, is the most important thing for us to advance in our career, in your career. Communication, hard work, dedication, empty mind. First and foremost, Saitej, I appreciate that answer. Confidence, time investment, communication skills, to be more happy, focus, happiness, skills. Yes, all of those answers are very, very important. All right, now that you have a idea in your mind about what it takes to advance in the corporate world, let us take one other area of life, which is our financial life, financial success, the amount of money that we make, the amount of money that will make us comfortable or secure. We all have our own definition of financial success. So in your definition of financial success, for you to be successful financially, what are the most important things that are required? Is it a successful job? Is it luck? Is it investment skills? Is it inheritance? Is it luck? What do you think is most important for financial success? Luck. Okay. Uh, All right, communication skills, work hard, effort, luck and efforts, mind management, clear goal towards success, investment, mindset, investment and business, passion, try, effort, focus, influencing people. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you all for that. Now, let us switch to another facet of our life, which is our personal life. What does personal life mean? It is um, success in terms of us being happy within. It is our health, the physical health, the emotional health, or any personal goals that we may have in terms of our travels or in terms of our own spirituality, whatever your personal goals are. What do you think is most important to achieve success in your personal life? In your personal life, what do you think are the most important factors that lead to success in your personal life? Maybe emotional intelligence, relationships, spiritual growth, satisfaction, peace. Okay, all right. Satisfaction, belief in God, happiness, add value, self confidence, contentment. Great. Thank you. Thank you all for your answers. And let us take the last aspect of our life that we are going to discuss, which is our family life. What are the most important factors for success in our family life, in our relationships with our loved ones, with our near and dear ones? Is it having a understanding partner or spouse? Is it children who are bright? Is it parents who have given us education? What is the most important thing for success in our family life, in our relationship with our loved ones? Patience, spending time with family, trust, loyalty, trust, love, to make them satisfied, understanding. Thank you all so much. Wow, this has been quite a interactive session so far. Great. Sacrifice, magical love. I see all of your answers. I hear all of your answers. Okay, wonderful. Now, I want you to remember all of the answers that you have given in each of the four facets of our life: our professional life, financial life, family life, and personal life. Many factors you have uh, listed out. Now, think of all of those factors, and everything that you mentioned is extremely important. Think of everything that you mentioned to be a vehicle that takes you to your destination. Your destination is that ultimate success that you're looking for. And again, ultimate success or success, the definition of success for each one of us differs. So your individual definition of success may be very different from my definition of success, but so be it. Whatever our definition of success, everything that you have mentioned as the most important factors in each of these four areas of our life, just think of that as a vehicle to take you to that destination. Just think of it as a boat that takes you to that destination. Just keep this image in your mind of a boat or a vehicle that takes you to that destination, and we will come back to it in just a moment. All right. Now, we have defined four areas of our life, and each one of us, I'm pretty sure, we want to be successful in each of the four areas of our life. And sometimes we really do not know what we want, what we are capable of, what our soul truly wants in each of the four areas of our life. And sometimes, in order to really have a better idea of that, we need to leave this conscious mind behind. We need to leave this mind which is always questioning us, which is doubting us, and we need to go into the other realms of mind. And that is exactly what we are going to do now, so that we have a much clearer idea of our definition of success in each of these four areas, our individual definitions of ultimate success in each of these four areas. Now, remember the deal that we made a little bit earlier to be fully engaged? Well, now is the time, because we are going to go on a deeper guided journey, a journey into the inner realms of our mind. So I want you to follow my instructions for the next 5 minutes and journey along with me. All right? Okay. What I want you to do, I want you to take a deep inhalation. Inhale and bring in that energy from the universe into your body, into your mind. A deep inhale and exhale, letting go of your thoughts, letting go of your worries, letting go of your anxieties. One more time. Inhale, taking the energy from the universe. Inhale deeply. Exhale, letting go of everything that does not serve you, letting go of your thoughts and anxieties and worries, everything. All right. Now, wherever you are sitting, I want you to sit straight but comfortably. Make sure that your body is relaxed. Make sure that your shoulders, neck, and face are relaxed. Close your eyes. And with your eyes closed, I want you to bring your attention to your breath, to each inhalation and exhalation. Inhale, exhale. Now make sure that both of your feet are firmly planted on the ground, and visualize that there are roots extending from your feet all the way to the center of the earth. These roots from your feet to the center of the earth are holding your body firmly and safely. Mother Earth is holding your body safely. Now, take another deep breath, bringing in the energy of the universe. Inhale and exhale, letting go of everything that does not serve you. And now let your spirit rise above your body. Your spirit is now above your body, and the spirit is looking down at your own body. Now your spirit is free. It is free to travel anywhere into the future. Now imagine that there is a time scale from this present moment all the way into the future. Let your spirit rise further up and let it travel along this time scale into the future. The future may be 1 year from now, 3 years from now, 5 years from now, whenever, but you are going to travel to that point when you are at the peak of your success in life in each of these four areas: your professional life, your financial life, your personal life, and your family life. Your spirit is at that time in the future when you are at the pinnacle of your success, at the peak of your success. And now, take each of the areas, take your professional life, and just ask your spirit, what is your maximum potential? Where would you like to be at the peak of your success in your professional life? Is it being a very successful and world-renowned engineer or doctor or lawyer? Is your dream to be leading a company, to have your own successful business? If nothing were impossible, what is your pinnacle of success in the professional area of your life? Okay, with that image, now switch to your financial life. At the pinnacle of your success, at the peak of your success, what does your financial life look like? How much income are you generating per year? How much money do you have saved in the bank? What does financial success mean to you? What would you like it to be at the peak of your success? Okay, with that idea firmly planted, move on to your personal life. How do you see your personal success at the peak of your life, in terms of your physical health, in terms of your emotional health, in terms of your inner happiness, in terms of your personal goals, whether it is a travel goal or a spiritual goal, whatever? What do you see yourself achieving at the pinnacle of your success? And finally, move into your family life, into your relationship with your loved, near and dear ones. What does success mean to you? Is it having that perfect partner, that perfect relationship with your partner or spouse? Is it having successful children? Is it having a well understanding family in which you share mutual love and respect for each other? Firmly implant your definition of success in each of these four areas: in your professional life, financial life, personal life, and family life. And with that firmly implanted within you, let your spirit rise again above the time scale and let it travel back in time to the present moment. Now your spirit is hovering above your body. You can see your body in the present moment. And on the count of 3, let your spirit enter back into your body easily and effortlessly. 1, 2, 3. Still with your eyes closed. Bring your attention back to your breath, to each inhalation and to each exhalation. Take a deep breath, inhale and exhale. And gently, whenever you are ready, open your eyes. I hope every one of you have been able to take this inner journey where you defined, where you saw your peak of your success in each of the 4 areas. Tell me in the chat, how was your journey? Were you able to take this journey? How was it in 1 word or 2 words? Very shortly, tell me, how was your experience? It was intense, excellent, exciting, awesome. This was a different experience altogether for me. Great, fantastic, marvelous, relaxing, motivating. Wow, look at everyone who is great, amazing, fabulous, awesome. Great, thank you. Okay, wonderful, wonderful. I am glad that you all had a very positive experience. Now, here is the question for you. While we may have visualized what our ultimate success, what we really want, what our soul wants, what we so deeply want in terms of these 4 areas, the mind, it comes in between. It may already be questioning and doubting, that is something that is only possible in the dream world. I can never get there. Success is not for me. I cannot even come close to that pinnacle of success. The mind will naturally start questioning us and doubting us. If you are having, if your mind is raising those questions, raising those doubts, type yes in the chat. Type yes in the chat if you are having doubts whether you can reach the pinnacle of that success. Type yes in the chat if your mind is coming in the way, asking you questions, doubting, hey, this is not for me. Wow. Wow, look at so many people typing a yes. And you know what? Indeed, the mind comes in the way. The mind is a very, very powerful instrument. It can either be our greatest friend and it can take us to the pinnacle of success, or it can leave us stagnating where we are, or it can even be our worst enemy and take us all the way down. Now, let me ask you another question. Don't yet answer in the chat. The question is, Do you really want to achieve that ultimate success? And before you type yes, don't yet type anything, because I am also going to ask a related question in that. So, oftentimes we may simply say, yes, I would like to be successful. Words coming out of and we may mean it, but inwardly, there may be something, some part of us that is totally disagreeing with us. And it is not in consonance, it is not in synchron, it may not synchronize with what we may say yes. So let me frame this question. Do you think you will be able to achieve that ultimate success? In other words, do you really want to achieve that ultimate success in each of those 4 areas? Yes or no? Simple yes or no. Do you really want to achieve that ultimate success? Yes, 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 yes. A big yes, yes, absolutely yes. Nothing is impossible. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Now, what great. Today we are being very interactive. I'm constantly asking you to type things. All right, here is my next question. What do you think will come in the way between where you are now and your definition of ultimate success in each of the 4 areas? What do you think might be the obstacles? What do you think might be coming in the way? Me and me only. I love that, Anshika. Family, our brain itself, me, my luck, our own negative me, myself, our thoughts, money, time, my ego, self, my thoughts, confused, me, myself. All right, my mind, financial situation, lack of guidance. Wonderful. Thank you all. Thank you all. Okay, let me now close the chat. You can still continue writing to me, but let us move on. Now, remember that image I showed you earlier where I said we listed out all of the factors that are required, most important factors that are required for success in each of the 4 areas, and we equated that to be a vehicle, a boat that takes us to that destination. So we have a vehicle, and that vehicle is whether it is education or knowledge or contacts or luck or whatever we may have listed, a loving spouse, whatever we may have listed, if that is the vehicle that takes us to our destination, and it is indeed, all of those factors are important. But think about the medium, the road on which that vehicle travels. Isn't that road important as well? I mean, we may have the ultimate skills, we may be most intelligent, we may have everything that is needed, but so if we have a very good vehicle, let us say we have a Tesla that can take us to our destination, but what if the road is not good? And what if there is no road? We cannot reach our destination. And the focus of this discussion is on that road, that medium that actually takes that vehicle to the destination, that enables this vehicle to reach that destination. So let us just imagine that our vehicle is the boat. What happens if the boat is in stormy waters? Remember this image? What happens if the boat, we may have the best cruise ship, the best boat, the fastest and the most well equipped, but what happens if that boat is caught in a thunderstorm, raging tsunami, winds, howling winds and 100-foot waves rising above, what would happen? Can the boat take us to our destination in a tsunami? Tell yes or no. Yes or no? Type in the chat. Can we reach our destination even despite having the best boat, most high speed? Yes, it will not be able to stabilize the waves, the huge waves and the storm and the wind most likely will crash the boat. It also depends on the sailor. Yes, it depends on the sailor, but it also depends so much on the underlying medium. And okay, all right, very good. Now, imagine that the same boat is now traveling in waters that are calm, still, and wouldn't it be possible for us to reach our destination faster, easier, more effortlessly? Isn't it? We can reach that destination. Yes? All right. So, why are we taking this example? Why are we taking this example? Yes, it will be a cake, and I love that cake picture that you drew, Mukesh. Yes, it will be a cakewalk because we have a good vehicle and we have a beautiful medium in which to travel, take that vehicle to our destination. Wonderful. Okay. All right. So now everything that we have mentioned that are necessary, all the factors that we have listed that are necessary to take us to our destination, very important, but the underlying medium is even more important. And that underlying medium is what? It is our mind. If the mind is very stormy, if it is very distracted, if it is not really able to focus and to concentrate, if it is having so much stress and anxiety and worries and all of the emotional baggages, that is equivalent to the thunderstorm, right? And no matter how skillful we may be, no matter how much knowledge we may have, no matter how good of a relationship that we may have with our ones, if our mind is not stable, if we are not able to focus and concentrate, we cannot reach the destination. Vehicle, good. Medium, not good. Not possible. Medium, good, but no vehicle, no skills, cannot reach there either. Both are important, both are complementary, and my focus is on the second part, the mind, the ability to focus and concentrate. That single ability to focus and to concentrate, these are most important. If we have a stable mind, if we are able to focus, if we are able to sustain the focus and concentrate, if we have that innate capability, then rest everything can be acquired and we can reach our definition of ultimate success in whatever area of life much, much faster. And that is exactly what we are going to be talking about. So we are talking about two things, focus and concentration. But what does focus mean? What does concentration mean? And again, just like each one of us may have our own definition of success, our own definition of ultimate success, each one of us may have our own definition of focus and concentration. But in order for us to discuss this at length, we all need to arrive at a common definition. We all need to be on the same platform with respect to what is meant by focus and what is meant by concentration. So let us define focus, let us define concentration. What is focus? Focus is when we are able to narrow down our attention to something. Just look at the picture on the left. Holding a convex lens, we are able to focus several rays of the sun into one single beam that is more powerful than the individual rays of the sun. That is called focus, right? But what does concentration mean? Concentration is our ability to keep the focus uninterrupted and maintained until the task that we have embarked on is complete. That unwavering focus, that unflickering focus is called concentration. So in this example, if our objective was to create a fire by burning a paper or grass, if you hold the convex lens, you would have focused the rays of the sun. But in order to generate that fire, you need to hold that convex lens for enough time so that the fire is actually generated. If you remove the convex lens in between, then everything is gone. So just focus is not important. Focus, bring your attention to something. Concentration, maintain that focus uninterrupted until the task is complete. So these are the definitions of focus and concentration. And if we are able to have these two skills, then there is nothing that prevents us from reaching your ultimate success, whatever your definition of success may be. These are the two most important things. Stability of the mind is what gives you this focus and concentration. And we will look into how we can actually develop our powers of focus and concentration. We are going to come into that. We are delving one thing at a time, but let us understand what is it that comes in the way for us to focus and to maintain that focus or to concentrate. What prevents us from doing that? Let us look at the factors that come in the way. The first is emotions. Emotions, whether the emotion is of fear or guilt or shame or sadness or anger or depression, whatever. And even positive emotions. It is not just negative emotions that come in the way of the ability to focus and concentrate. Even positive emotions can come in the way, but more so the negative emotions. So these come in the way of the ability to focus and to concentrate. Emotions. The second thing is patterns. We are all creatures of patterns. We have so many ingrained patterns of behavior, patterns of speaking, patterns of thought. And in one sense, we are slaves of the inbound patterns within us. And these patterns of thought and behavior are self-sabotage, often leading to self-sabotage or to addictions. All of these come in the way we are not able to quote-unquote think in a multi-dimensional way. We always think in a single track of mind. So we have to so patterns, ingrained patterns, deeply inbuilt patterns of thoughts and behavior and speaking, they come in the way of the ability to focus and concentrate. The third thing that comes in our ability to focus and concentrate is ill health. Ill health is not only in the physical body. Of course, ill health in the physical body, all of our energy and focus will be on that. So ill health in the body, in the physical body, but more so in our emotional mind, in our mind. If we are constantly entertaining stress and anxiety and that kind of a thing, we may be imbalanced in the mind, and that comes in the way of our ability to focus and to concentrate, or the feeling of discontentment within us. And finally, thoughts, that constant barrage of thoughts that are going on in our mind. Oftentimes there is always a dialogue going on in the mind. Maybe it is two voices going on in the mind, and all of these are really coming in the way of our ability to focus and to concentrate. And these are the things that we need to really effectively remove. How do we remove all of that, and how do we get into that perfect state of focus and concentration? Well, we are unraveling one layer after another. We are coming into that right now. So let me engage with you for a moment. Let me ask you, are you with me so far? Are you? If so, type yes in the chat. I want to just engage with you to see how many of you are still with me, engaged with me, and interested in learning further now how to do the. Okay, great. I am happy to see many of you still engaged. Yes, interested. Great. Thank you. Thank you for all of your answers. Appreciate that. Okay, so now let me ask you a question. When you were growing up, did your parents, and before you answer in the chat, let me frame my question completely. Did your teachers and parents tell you, hey, concentrate on your studies so that you can come up in life? Or do you tell your children, hey, concentrate on your studies, I want you to come up in life? If either of these is true, either you have been asked to concentrate or you tell your children to concentrate, type yes in the chat. Yes in the chat. Wow, look at the number of people typing yes. Yeah, yes, 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 yes. Okay, great. So there is a related question on this. Now, I am pretty sure that many of us, or most of us, every one of us, would have taken a formal education in order to do our profession, perform our job. Maybe it was a 4-year degree course, or a 7-year degree course, or a 2-year diploma course, or whatever, an apprenticeship, whatever it is, whatever our line of work, we would have taken a formal training, we would have practiced it, and that is how we are in our present line of work or profession or job, whatever, or business, whatever it is. But we must have done something, taken a formal education and trained and practiced that particular trade or skill. Yeah. So the related question is, in the same way that you have learned your job skills, in the same formal way in which you have learned your job skills and practiced your job skills, have you formally learned and practiced how to focus and how to concentrate? We have been told we have been told to concentrate, but have we been taught how to focus and how to concentrate? Or if you are telling your children, hey, concentrate, are you teaching your children how to formally focus and concentrate? Type yes or no. No, never taught, not yet, not yet, no. Okay, I understand. Yeah, that is very true. That is so true, isn't it? That is so true. We have not been taught how to focus and how to concentrate. Even though we are told to concentrate, even though we tell our children, probably we tell our children to concentrate, but this is as important. Formal training, formal learning and practicing of focus and concentration is as important, if not more important, than formally learning our trade. So, all right, now remember all of the things that we talked about that come in the way of focusing and concentration. We talked about the emotions, the empty mind chatter, and everything that comes, the thoughts, everything that is really coming in the way of our ability to focus and chatter. All of that is like a chain that is tying us back. If our full potential is at this level, but we are chained back, we cannot reach our full potential. And that unstable mind is that chain that is really holding us back. Now just imagine, recently, who was in the news that got us a gold medal? It was Neeraj Chopra, right? That javelin throw um, in Japan. Now imagine if Neeraj Chopra were tied with just 1 kilogram of weight to his leg. Can he win the javelin gold medal? Can he do that? If even half kg is tied to his leg and you ask him to win a gold medal, do you think he can do that? Of course not. Yes, thank you all for typing in. Yeah, it would slow him down. No, no, no. Yes, of course, it is impossible. And we are all tied back, ladies and gentlemen. We are all tied back because of our patterns of thinking, because of our emotions, because of our thoughts, because of all the self-sabotaging patterns within us, because we do not have that clear mind, that stable mind that allows us to focus and concentrate. And that is exactly what we are going to learn. So we are now, let us go into the let us understand about this in a little bit more in depth. We are now coming to the core of the subject about how to focus and how to concentrate. So some of you may be having the question, okay, Venkat, so far you have been talking about focus, concentration, giving many examples and all of that, but how do we actually do that? Yes, I read your mind and I'm coming to that point right away. So before we learn how to focus and concentrate, we need to understand one more thing. We have understood what focus is, what concentration is, and we have understood that focus and concentration are as a result of the state of our mind. Now, there are 5 states of mind. Let me ask you, if you have purchased a new gadget, maybe it is that latest iPhone or that latest Android phone or a laptop, or maybe that new car or that wonderful bike, whatever you may have purchased that would have excited you when you purchased it, what does it usually come with? It comes with an operating manual, right? And especially if that is the very first time that we are using that gadget or that vehicle, whatever, we make sure that we go through that operating manual, we learn about that particular gadget so that we can master it, so that we can use it completely, right? Now our mind is much, 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 much more powerful, millions of orders of magnitude more powerful than even the most powerful computer or the most amazing invention that man has created so far. Our mind is even more powerful than that. 2 questions that we need to ask ourselves. If a simple gadget comes with an operating manual, how about this powerful gadget? Does it also come with a operating manual? A. And B, have we taken the time to go through that operating manual? Now, let me answer both of these questions on your behalf. The first question, is there an operating manual for the mind? Fortunately, there is. What is that? It is the answer, the manual to the mind is found in the spiritual sciences. Spiritual science is that branch of science that delves into the inner realms of the mind, in understanding the realms of the mind. The yogic sciences, the ancient yogic sciences that originated out of India, and these yogic sciences or spiritual science is as real and even more important than any of the other branches of science, whether it is your quantum physics or your chemistry or your medical sciences or any other sciences. Spiritual science, while all of those sciences deal with the external world, realities of the external world, spiritual sciences deal with the inner world within the mind. And these yogic sciences, they have gone so much into depth, and they have, one of the things that they have done is they announced, they listed out the 5 states of mind. Each one of us, is our state of mind is in one of those 5 states of mind. And when we start understanding about the states of the mind, then we come to a better understanding about how we can actually conquer our mind, right? So what are the 5 states of mind? As per the yogic sciences, here are the 5 states of mind. The first is the Muda state of mind. And in this state of mind, the mind is very dull. It is in a tamasic state. It is in a state of inertia. It doesn't want to move. It wants to stagnate. It wants to stay in the same place, or it may even it wants to slide us down into a downward spiral. And that is not a state of mind that can get us anywhere, obviously. Then there is the Kshipta state of mind. And in this state of mind, the mind is completely, extremely restless. It is very distracted. It cannot really focus on any one single thing. The mind is out of control. The emotions are out of control. The thoughts are out of control. And we impulsively follow the mind. And our life is more or less out of control in the Kshipta state. The third state of mind is the Vikshipta state of mind, which is the opposite of Kshipta. Vikshipta, where the mind is preoccupied with something, irrespective of whatever activity that we are doing. We are only thinking about one single thing. We are focused on only one single thing, and that really does get us somewhere. And as you can see, we are going from the more unrefined states of mind to the more refined states of mind. So Vikshipta is the third state of mind, and many philosophers or artists or scientists, they are usually in this state of mind where they are focused on one thing, and they get to that destination. But we can also be preoccupied with negative things, also with negative thoughts, with preoccupied problems instead of solutions. And if so, our mind tosses back into the Kshipta state or even to the Muda state. So the mind actually shifts from one state to another. So after the Vikshipta state of mind, the fourth state of mind is the Ekagra. And many of you may have heard this term, Ekagrata. It is a common word in our Indian languages, Ekagra. And in this state of mind, in this state, the mind doesn't budge from what it is trying to achieve. And this is the state of mind that is, in modern terminology, it is called the state of flow. The philosophers or scientists from the West or from Japan, they describe the state of flow as something in which we are able to accomplish much, much, much more in a much less period of time, where everything seems to flow effortlessly into our life. That is the state of flow. And this is the state of mind that has been listed out in our ancient yogic sciences, the state of Ekagra. And the final state of mind is the Niruddha state of the mind, where the mind is completely mastered and restrained. And this is the state of mind that yogis aspire to reach. And but for our practical purposes for us to be in the to achieve our ultimate success in life, to realize the full potential. And our potential is almost limitless. We are only you know delving into the 3% to the 5% kind of capacity of our what our true raw capacity is. And in order for us to reach our ultimate success, what state of mind do you think we need to be in consistently? We either need to be in the state number 4 or state number 5, ekagra or niruddha states of mind. And that is absolutely required for us to reach that ultimate success. And let me share a little bit about my journey. Even remember, I was telling you that in a past life, not in a past life, but from 97 to 2005, for 18 years, I was working as a software engineer. I worked across many high-tech companies. But at the peak of my career, I walked away from my profession and came back to India from US, and I became a full-time student of spirituality. So I have been both in the corporate world and in the spiritual world, and I understand the challenges. And even myself, I have personally experienced pretty bad states of mind. I experienced depression in my life. I experienced stress and anxiety. I was often in the state number 1 Muda state, or in the state number 2, where my mind was completely distracted, in the Kshipta state of mind, not completely focused. And depression played a pretty devastating role in my life, and it made me hit rock bottom many times. But fortunately, I learned inner transformational practices from yogis and masters, and that helped me heal from the inside out, because so many of us are carrying so much of emotional baggage. We are all wounded in the physical body, in the heart, in the mind, in the soul, and we need that healing touch. And that healing touch can only come from inner transformational practices, and those are the practices that can really help us achieve the state of ekagra, the state where absolute focus and concentration can be maintained uninterrupted. So let us now look into how we can develop that focus and that concentration. So, how to learn and how to practice focus and concentration. The first thing is to have a regulated lifestyle. Some of us may be thinking, is it that simple? Yes, it is. We are going to go through a series of things that really help us develop that focused mind, that concentrated mind, that stable mind. But it is very important to have a regulated lifestyle. By regulated lifestyle, I mean, are we waking up and sleeping at more or less the same hours? Are we having regular diet patterns and exercise patterns and time to spend with our family? Are we having a regulated lifestyle? When we have a regulated lifestyle, it is easier for us to have that stable mind, to be able to focus and concentrate. And this is something that we can put it into action almost immediately by just doing it. If we have a unregulated lifestyle, very important not to speak of the other advantages it gives us in terms of our health at many levels. Now, the second thing is to do only one thing at a time and to remove distractions. See, our mind is so good at misleading us into taking us on the wrong path. We often think, hey, multitasking is efficient, and we try to do so many things at the same time. But you know what? As powerful as the mind may be, It can only do one thing at a time, not multiple things. And if we are trying to do work, for example, but if we are interrupt driven, then the focus and concentration is lost. Even if we just even momentarily attend to something and come back to what we are doing, that context switching is so expensive in terms of the mental energy. It is a drain on mental energy. So the way to develop focus and concentration is to consciously do only one thing at a time. Now, the most important thing to learn and to practice focus and concentration are holistic practices. By holistic practices, I mean it is a combination of yogasanas, of conscious breathing, of meditation, of mindfulness, of conscious relaxation. These are the things that really have that transformation from a inside out, that help us gain a stable mind, that help us in focusing and concentration, not to speak of the many health benefits that we get in our physical body, in our mind, and in our soul. So these are the things that are helping us to have that stable mind and to develop that unflickering focus and unprecedented concentration. Now, I could go on and speak a lot more about all of this, but unfortunately, within this 1 hour webinar, and we are already 5 minutes over, but within this 1 hour webinar, I cannot really cover at depth about how we can learn and practice focus and concentration. And for that, I am very, very happy to offer a 7-day program with me, where I take you through many inner transformational practices that help us change, that help us transform from the inside out, so that we can have a healthier body and a healthier mind and stress-free mind and free of anxiety and any other emotional imbalances, so that we can have that stable mind and to develop that unflickering focus and unprecedented concentration. I am offering a 7-day program, and it is going to be an interactive program. See, right now I cannot see you, but during these 7 days, in which we are going to spend 75 minutes every single day training and learning how to do many things, and I will talk about exactly what we are going to learn. But broadly, it covers conscious breathing, it covers meditation, it covers conscious relaxation and mindfulness. These are the 4 broad areas in which we will be learning. But when we do that, that really helps us have a healthy body, a healthy mind, and a peaceful soul, and to have that unprecedented focus and concentration. So let me talk about that 7-day program that I'm offering to you. The program is called Yogic Breath for a Healthy Body, Mind, and Soul. Yogic breath for a healthy body, mind, and soul. And this is drawing from the ancient spiritual sciences that can be used in the modern everyday world. And I, having been in both the corporate world and in the spiritual world, I have been able to, and since I have experienced this and I have healed myself completely to gain those benefits at many, many levels, I'm happy to offer that program to each and every one of you. So let me share about that program. Now, before I do that, I want to share a what Dr. Atul Shah, who is a practicing cardiologist since the last 41 years, he recently took my 7-day program, which I'm offering right now in this webinar. He took that, and he sent me a message saying that after taking this program, I realized that conscious breathing is one of the most important skills for our emotional stability. And it is that emotional stability that is the base that takes our ship, that vehicle, all of our skills, so that we reach that ultimate success faster. And he said, without emotional stability, it is not possible to avoid lifestyle diseases. And I'm grateful to Dr. Atul Shah for his kind words. So let us look into the program that is offered. What is included in the program? It is a 7-day program. It is a live meeting for 75 minutes every single day from 6:45 to 8 o'clock in the morning. There is a batch starting on November 29th and a batch starting on December 13th. So the batch starts on a Monday and ends on a Sunday. Two batches, November 29th and December 13th. 7-day program, 75 minutes every single day. And 2 days prior to the start of the program, I hold a live onboarding session. Each of my sessions are live over Zoom interactively, where we see each other. And the intent of this orientation program 2 days prior to the actual start of the program is so that you can be prepared in the body and in the mind, so that you can derive the maximum benefit out of this 7-day program. And there is also going to be a WhatsApp group that is specific to the batch, in which you can interact with me during off hours, asking any questions. And this is also the forum in which you will turn in your assignments. Yes, from time to time, almost every day, I give a small assignment which may take 5 minutes or 10 minutes during the day, offline assignments that really help reinforce whatever we are learning. And we will go into what is it that we are going to learn during the 7 days. But you are going to be a member of the WhatsApp group specific to the batch. All right. So this is what is included in the program. And if your question is, okay, Venkat, how do I join? And like I said, there is a batch starting on 29th of November, and there is a batch starting on December 13th. And if you really want to achieve that ultimate success that you have thought about, that you have seen in your mind's eye, and whatever you see around the world, everything that you see was first conceived in the mind, and you have conceived something in your mind. And if you want to reach there, what you need is absolute focus and concentration, that stable mind that is free of distractions, mind that is free of stress and anxiety, and a healthy body, a healthy mind, and a healthy soul. So if your question is, okay, how can I get all of those benefits? You need to make two types of investments. The first investment is the time investment. Time investment of 75 minutes every day for 7 days, so that you can get to a certain level. And of course, you need to practice that also beyond the 7 days, but at least a minimum investment of 75 minutes every single day. And there is a money investment. What is the money investment? I frankly believe that any kind of money investment that you make is well worth it. And this is normally investment amount is 5,000 rupees. But in this webinar, I'm happy. I want to make this program. I want to as many people as possible to have these essential, life-changing, inner transformational skills. I want as many people to benefit as possible. And therefore, in this webinar, I am offering a discounted investment for the webinar participants. And that discounted investment is 750 rupees. 750 rupees for 7 days of live training program, in which we are going to cover many practices, holistic practices that help us reach that destination. And the reason I call it as an investment and not as a expense is because you are investing energy, whether it is time energy or money energy, but you will get returns many times over and over again. And that's why I call it as a investment. So the investment is 750 rupees and 2 batches starting on November 29th and December 13th. Let me share the links how you can join in the program. So I am going to share 2 links. I am going to share 2 links. The first link is for the November 29th to December 5th batch, and let me share that for those of you who are watching me on YouTube and Facebook. Let me share. So that is the first link, and the second link I'm going to share is for the December 13th to 19th batch. So here are the 2 InstaMojo links, and when you go to these InstaMojo links and when you decide to join the program and make your payment, you will get an auto reply which contains all of the details, how to join in the WhatsApp group, how to what are the Zoom links and everything. Now I also have to respect time. I am going to keep this webinar open for the next 20 minutes. And I will keep this offer also open for the next 20 minutes. And if 750 rupees is something that you can afford, if it doesn't make much of a dent impact on meeting your everyday expenses, and if you want to reach that ultimate success, and if you want to have that stable mind, and if you want to have that healthy body and mind and soul, this, ladies and gentlemen, is your opportunity to invest in so that you can reap those benefits. So I am now going to start the timer. I am going to keep the offer open for the next 20 minutes. And if you have any questions regarding the program, regarding what you're going to learn, anything about the program, or even what I talked about during the webinar today, feel free to type into the chat and I will answer each and every question. And okay, so keep your questions coming. Yes, I will answer each and every question that you may have. I will answer each and every question that you may have. All right, so let me just turn on the discount here. All right, so keep the questions coming. I am now going to share with you what is it that what does the 75-minute session every single day, what does it look like, what is it that you're going to learn? Yes, I'm going to cover that. All right, so here is what you are going to learn. And before I go into that, let me also share this testimonial from Praveen Vadalkar, who has taken this program. He and I were discussing. I think many of you may already be familiar with Praveen Vadalkar. And he was telling me that, hey, of late I seem to have lost my focus and I'm feeling a lack of energy. And I said, okay, let us go through this particular program, and it has given him very positive results. He said, after this yogic breath program, I have an increased focus and energy. My empty mind chatter has stopped, and I feel a deeper connection with my inner self. And it is that empty mind chatter that consumes the most amount of mental energy, and that creates those fluctuations, that storm that you have seen, that crashes your boat. So I'm thankful to Praveen Vadalkar for his kind words, but let us look into what we are going to learn during the 7 days. And by the way, if you want to pay through Google Pay or Phone Pay or Paytm, here is the information. Note down this telephone number. If you are making the payment of 750 rupees through this, you will not receive an auto reply, but please be sure to take a screenshot of your payment and send a WhatsApp to the number that you see on the screen and indicate whether you want to join the November 29th or December 13th batch. All right, with that, let us go into what is it that you are going to learn and practice during these 7 days. Conscious breathing is going to be the central pillar. What I mean by conscious breathing, also called pranayama, is really the expansion of prana, that life energy, that vital energy. So we are going to learn conscious breathing, and focus and concentration are so directly related to each other. So if you are learning how to do the conscious breathing, you are directly learning and, more importantly, practicing focus and concentration. Because remember, many of you said, I never learned how to focus, I never formally learned how to focus and how to concentrate. Well, conscious breathing is the way to really develop those skills. And conscious breathing has many other benefits in terms of healing the body at many levels, getting rid of many physical ailments, and removing the imbalances in the mind, whether it is stress or anxiety or depression or any of those negative emotions that are coming in the way of a stable mind and coming in the way of our ability to focus and concentrate. So conscious breathing is something that you will learn and, more importantly, practice. In addition to that, we will go through a very deep and effective meditation. I will take you through a progressive set of steps towards a very effective meditation practice. And we all know the importance of meditation in our daily life. It helps us become much more centered and focused and stable in the mind. And I take you through a very incremental and gradual process. So at the end of 7 days, you will have a very deep and effective meditation practice. And during the 75 minutes every day, we are going to specifically allocate some time for the practice of meditation. So we will go through. So that is one other skill that you will have in your pocket. Not just conscious breathing and meditation, but we will learn how to properly relax our body and our mind so that our body and our mind can be healed. Because when we sleep during the night, that is not a giving adequate rest to the body and the mind. Both the body and the mind are still working overtime, which is why when we wake up, we often feel stressed out or anxious or lethargic or what have you. And we need to learn how to properly relax the body and the mind. And you may have experienced some of that when we went into that deeper journey. That helped us relax quite a bit, right? And so there are many methods. So we are going to learn proper relaxation also. And in addition to that, we are also going to practice mindfulness. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness is the ability to be completely present, fully aware, with full focus in whatever activity that we are doing, whether that activity is related to our work or maybe even a mundane routine activity like getting ready for work or brushing our teeth, or maybe it is spending time with a loved one. Whatever the activity that we do in each of our waking hours, we can practice mindfulness, and that really helps us in developing focus and concentration. Now, when you combine conscious breathing with relaxation, with meditation, with mindfulness, that is a really inside out change, an inner transformation that happens from within. And once change happens from within, because all of these holistic practices, they are helping us in creating that cellular level change in the physical body. They are helping us in realigning our thoughts, our mind, our patterns, how to get rid of stress and anxiety, and how to focus and concentrate. So these are the 4 areas in which we are going to cover during the 7 days, and I will bring you to a certain level that is much, much further along than where you are, and that helps you immensely in your journey towards your ultimate success. So that is what we are going to learn and practice. So let us look. Are we are about 12 minutes before we close this session. Any questions that you have, and I'm going to scroll through the chat and I'm going to answer each and every question to the best of my ability. And if you have any questions, feel free to type in the chat. Let me share the links. Yes, I am going to answer each and every question, whether it is in Q&A or whether it is in the chat. No worries, Anil. I'm going to cover each and everything. Let me just share the 2 links. Here is the link for the December 13th to 19th batch, the InstaMojo link. Here is the InstaMojo link, and let me share the link for the November 29th to December 5th. November 29th to December 5th. And don't worry whether you're posting the question. I see a few questions. I see a few questions with I see a few questions from people from Facebook. I see that question. I'm going to come to each and every question. I'm going to answer each and every question. All right. So let me come to the questions. Let me scroll through. Okay. First off, someone from Facebook, I cannot see the name, but it only says Facebook user, who said, I enrolled the program for 29th November schedule. Still, I did not get any confirmation. My first question is, did you pay by InstaMojo or through Google Pay directly using that link? If you have paid by InstaMojo, 100% you will get an auto reply, and you might want to look into your promotions folder or updates folder if you're using Gmail, and that there will definitely be you will definitely find that answer. And by the way, if you still enroll in something and you did not receive the acknowledgement, feel free to send me an email. I am giving my email address here, and let me type my email address in both Zoom and venkat@venkatrao.com, venkat@venkatrao.com. So that is my email address. So if you have enrolled, And if you haven't received the auto reply, you will receive the auto reply if you have enrolled through InstaMojo. No worries, we will get in touch with you. All right, let me answer the other questions. So, all right. Okay, let me answer the other questions. Let me come to that. So Dr. Devarkonda is asking, can you send recording of the classes for the 7 days if we miss any day due to emergency? I am glad you asked this question. Yes, every day the session will be recorded, and I am going to make the recorded sessions available to everyone who has joined the program, and those recordings will not only be available during the session during the 7 days, but also for 2 weeks beyond that. So if you miss out any session, you can always practice with the recording and then join back the next day. So absolutely yes. And at the end of 7 days, Dr. Devarkonda, I am actually going to leave people with an audio tape, a practice tape for the morning and a practice tape for the evening, which is a combination of breath exercises and meditation that helps us have a much more restful sleep in relieving the stress. So I hope that answers your question. All right, let me let me answer the other questions. Okay, Anil, Anil and Hannah, let me now go through the Q&A session and let me see if I can answer your questions, whether I can record. All right. Anil, okay. All right, Anil. So here is one thing. The request from Anil is because I said that this offer is open only for the next 20 minutes, actually, which is the next 7 minutes. And Anil is asking whether he can join tomorrow. And Anil, because you are in the program and you have indicated that at the moment you do not have money in the account and therefore you want to join the program, yes, um, please send me an email. I'm glad that you are interested in attending this program. Send your email. I have already typed in my email address, which is venkat@venkat-rao.com. Please send me an email at this address, and tomorrow I'll make sure that the discount is applied to you. Also, Anil, do send your email address and telephone number in the chat so that we can be in touch with each other, and only I will be able to see the messages. So even when you share, only I will be able to see. So Anil, I hope that answers your question. And so all right, now there is a question from anonymous attendee in the Q&A which said, I am willing to join the webinar off camera during the session because I am a woman. What's your opinion? Okay, I do not know the name because in the Q&A it only shows as anonymous attendee. I do not know who asked this question. If you can just type in your name if possible, but let me answer this question. In all of my sessions, I do encourage people to turn on their cameras, and the reason I recommend, now this is not an absolute must, but the reason I recommend that people turn on their cameras is because so that we can have a more direct energy connection, and it will also give me the ability to observe how you're practicing the breath practices. And there have been so many people where I have noticed people doing wrong despite my instructions, and it is only when I see people that I'm able to correct them. But if for whatever reason you are not able to turn on your camera, that is fine. Ultimately it is your individual choice, and that should not come in the way of attending the programs or deriving the full benefit out of this program. All right. Yeah, I think that question was from Hannah, and I totally understand and appreciate your question, and I respect the need, individual preferences. So thank you. All right. So, um, Patil Rahul is asking how to continue to learn new things. Rahul, um, I do not know quite. Your question is how to continue to learn new things. First off, continue to learn new things. Why do we want to continue to learn new things? First, we have to have that desire to learn new things. Eventually, it is to reach a better position in our life, isn't it? So the first thing is to have that desire, that Ichha Shakti, and then we have to have the knowledge where to learn from, how to acquire that knowledge, whether it is from books or from a mentor or from someone, that Gnana Shakti. And finally, Kriya Shakti, taking action. When you combine all three of them together, then learning should be a lifelong process. I firmly believe that we have to be students throughout our life. We have to be a student always. So I hope that answers your question. Let me address all other questions. So Ranjit is asking from YouTube, do you have any discount for SAG family? Ranjit Reddy, it is only after I discussed with Praveen Vadalkar that we are offering this discount, and this is this investment is pretty heavily discounted, as is given the benefits that you receive and given the amount of time that I spend in making sure that everyone actually benefits. It is already heavily discounted at 750 rupees. See, we spend that amount on so many things, and whenever we spend, oftentimes we do not get anything. It is a transient expense, but this is an investment, and it is going to give returns all the way, many times over. I am so firmly convinced in my heart, and so I hope that answers your question. And Ramesh is asking, are these sessions available physically in near future? Ramesh, I must say, at the moment, I do not have plans to offer these sessions physically, but let me also address, even when conducting these classes virtually, you are going to get the absolute exact same benefit. Plus, it is much more convenient where you are attending from the comfort of your home, and I'm doing it from here, whereas physically there are so many other logistics. So at the moment, I do not have any plans to offer these sessions physically, but you are going to get as much, not as much benefit, even more benefit, because you are able to practice in your time and space. All right. Let me answer other questions. Alk Kumar, your question is whether focus will increase, and Alk, absolutely, because practice of meditation, practice of conscious breathing, practice of mindfulness, all of these are really, while on one level it might be a breath practice or a meditation practice, on another level it is the direct practice of focus and concentration. So absolutely it will increase, but I will also say this: it will only increase if you engage fully, if you are able to invest that time. See, I have also have had people who invest into the program but are not able to attend the program regularly, or they do not follow up through the program, in which case it is not a wise investment. So Please join the program only if you're confident that you want to get that result, you want to have that ultimate success, you want to have that stable mind, that ability to focus and concentrate and have a healthy body, mind, and soul. And if you are willing to invest your time, then join the program. Otherwise, your money is better spent elsewhere. So, hope that addresses your question. Okay, let me answer the other question. Swaraj, I see your question. How is this program different from Harness the Power of Breath? Swaraj, I'm glad you're in this webinar, and the program is exactly the same. I am conducting two webinars on two related subjects. One is how you can harness the power of your breath to master your life, and the second webinar, which is this webinar, is how to focus and concentrate. And both of these are leading to the exact same program, because we are focused on how to do the conscious breathing and the meditation and the practice of mindfulness. So the program is exactly the same. And in future, I'm going to actually expand the set of webinars on how to deal with stress and anxiety, and everything that we learn during the 7 days is really giving all of these benefits. All right. So, by the way, those who have joined, can you type a I in the chat so I know to expect you, to welcome you. And let me see if I can answer any other questions. Okay, Ganesh, like Anil, you are interested in joining the session, but you want to join the course on 13th. Yes, Ganesh. And you see, I will not turn away people who are able to pay the next day or the day after. They are not able to pay at the moment, but please make sure to get in touch with me. Write to me at venkat@venkat-rao.com, and also send your email, and that applies to Anil also. Send your email and telephone number into the chat so that I we can get in touch with you. All right. What Mangaleswaran is asking, what is the ultimate solution you can give to us? I am not sure I understand the question, Mangaleswaran. What is the ultimate solution? The ultimate solution eventually depends upon you. I only show the way. I am only the mentor, but the solutions come from you. So even if I am able to give all of my knowledge and all of the practices, the solution depends upon the individual. So who am I to give the ultimate solution? I can only share what I know, what I practice, what I have benefited from, I'm sharing with people. So hopefully that answers your question, Mangaleshwaran. All right. Ramesh Patil is asking, as per my understanding, if we control our thoughts, then only we can stabilize our mind. What is the process you follow? And the process I follow is by practicing these four things, Ramesh Patil. It is by practicing conscious breathing or pranayama. It is by practicing meditation. It is by practicing conscious relaxation, and by practicing mindfulness. That is exactly how my mind is stabilized, and that is how my thoughts are controlled. So yes, absolutely, that stable mind is so much required for us to have that unprecedented focus and unflickering concentration. So all right, I am going to close this webinar in the next 2 minutes. For those of you, especially Anil and Ganesh, note down my telephone number, and not telephone number, rather email address, and get in touch with me so that you can enroll tomorrow or the day after, whenever you can. I have given my email address, and we have spent almost the last 100 minutes. It's been over that. And for every one of you here in this webinar, even if you have decided not to join the program, actually let me see if there is any other question that I have not answered. If I have not answered, Anshika Singh, if you are still there, yes, I'm going to close this offer now. I am closing this again for the last time. Let me just share the InstaMojo links. Here is the November 29th to December 5th InstaMojo link, and here is the December 13th, December 13th to December 19th link. Yes, Al Kumar, chattering of the mind is too much and you need to calm it down. Come join the program, learn how to, if you are able to. All right. Yeah. And all right, I have shared my the two links. I have shared my email address, and let me also share one other link with you, which is for those of you who want to stay in touch with me. Join my email list, sign up for my email list, and let me share this link to my landing page. This last link, my landing page. If you want to stay in touch with me over email, go to this after the webinar, go to this landing page, enter your email address. You will receive a auto reply. Click on confirm my email address in the auto reply, and you will get another reply with a surprise bonus for you, a breath awareness journal for you. So those of you who want to stay in touch with me, please go to this landing page. All right, very good. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here in this webinar. We have spent the last 1.5 hour covering over a different topics on how to focus, how to concentrate on our breath and everything. For those of you who have elected not to join this program for whatever reason, and I do not know why that reason could be, what that reason could be, but even if you have decided not to join, I hope that you take up these holistic practices and find a good mentor so that you can really derive that benefit. And for every one of you who has signed up for the program, who has joined the program, I really welcome you into the program, and I am looking forward to seeing you in the program. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good evening and have a wonderful life. May you all live fully to your potential. Thank you all so much. Namaste.